Ɛwusiafo ɛnnɛ yɛbɛyɛ dan ho adwuma kakra bi sɛ ho. Mo bebree mo ho dan wei mu ne wei mu ne wei mu ne wei mu a ɛyɛ a na ɛyɛ mo fɛ. But yɛwɔ nhyehyɛeɛ bi a yɛdi so a sɛ yɛtumi do saa stage so ho. Nti ɛnnɛ me ne mo bɛyɛ the fundamental one, which is foundation. Now foundation wɔ two types. Yɛwɔ deep foundation ɛna yɛwɔ shallow foundation. Now deep foundation ɛyɛ deep beneath the asase. And a shallow yɛ near so ho. Now deep foundation most of the time na yɛ skyscrapers na yɛ de si saa dan no. Nti na yɛ dan bebree na yɛ shallow. Nti na me ne mu bɛdi nkɔmmɔ about shallow foundation so ho. Now with shallow foundation yɛwɔ types. Yɛwɔ raft, yɛwɔ strip and nneɛma bebree, but me ne mu bɛdi nkɔmmɔ about the common ones a yɛde si dan ɛwɔ kurom ase. Now this type of foundation is strip foundation so foundation be a trenches and columns just in case na we see abronsan. So anytime you see foundation columns woman, it means a foundation no omu ama abronsan, which is story building. No, single story, double story. Well, who's a column so more a na foundation so now with foundation, first of all, before you go to the site, you need to clear the place where we are. Then you get your foundation plan. So this is a foundation plan. Now from the foundation plan, you then move to setting out on the site. Okay. So setting out is whereby you get a wooden profile to do the square around the perimeter of the building within the plan the amount. So after you are done with the setting out, and then you head on to the trenches, which is always using the post, will be using machine. You dig the trenches in the foundation plan. If it is a story build, which is a bronze sign, will columns. So and then you store your columns, and then you find the pillars. The reason why I'm struggling with this is Oko site they call it pillars. By Oko school, your friend columns. So I think we see pillars anywhere. Then before you even do that, you need to do dam proofing. So in construction, we have dam proofing. We have dam proof membrane and then dam proof course. So this is dam proof course and this is dam proof membrane. So dam proof course in simple terms is when you are dam proofing the course. So course is block laying now or the demarcations of your lines in your course. What dam proofing course means you are dam proofing the block now the block laying. So you are shielding water from infiltrating that block work. And now we have dam proof membrane. A dam proof membrane is just dam proofing everything. So a foundation to a foundation trenches no we sending more rubber before you continue to do your concrete works in the foundation. So to be blinded when you are doing your columns, we be blind where you set out your pillars no nadia no much be seen. You make sure say nadia no they are aligned. So mason for no on be homa to make sure say nadia no aligned. See nadia no aligned no, then you continue and then you do your concrete work. Now what go concrete to a foundation. After that, then you start laying your block. Okay. So most of the time the foundation you turn flat or foundation. You turn flat or foundation. I bet to copy a leveler a BPS as in any to make sure say just in case NASA in so tall so the insuo will not infiltrate or will not climb into the building. So when you find levels, a datum level to better block it to a level a bebro assassin so then you get a step from the normal ground onto block work normal. Now what to block we are, this is the next thing you do filling. Okay, to be filling block work now at where we are filling we are, then you cast it. The casting no and now castivia, then you can continue to do your block work for the rooms in our bedroom. So this aspect number on your friend is substructure. So substructure is from the foundation to cast foundation. So from the down to casting, and on one your friend is substructure. So and there are lots of things that is involved. So when you're professional man, when your substructure is weak, will not work. So it's a very critical and important aspect of building that you need to make sure you take a critical look. So we seem so our assassin, there are a lot of things involved also here. But most of you ignore it and then you go ahead and do other things. At the end of the day, you get problems in your building. We have plinth beam in foundations. Now, plinth beam most of the time you're using in settlement in so to tie the building into a one distance. They said yeah, ball lentil or dinosaur to tie the top. No, plinth beam near it down to tie the down, and especially if auto blog or no, bro assassins will be brave. Remember, I told you say there were that two level. So I remember a step from the ground to the a diner was in auto blog in the brain. I say I will be a way and so massage. So you need to raise the blocks up. So when it's blocks on they become vulnerable. So one of the things I here to make sure that there is strength in the foundation after your column concrete is to do a plinth beam on the foundation. So now what type block work need once before you do your filling and then you do your concrete work, will be good flow also. So these are the informations I want to give to you concerning foundations in construction. Meaning will be done, and then you need this thing because when the foundation is wrong, definitely the whole structure will be useless. So anything for like I always say, if you need a professional advice, this is my agency. Okay. My number is in the bio. You can call me, contact me for any professional advice concerning construction. Okay. And so this is how far I will come. And follow me for more videos. I'll come to you and then give you more practical knowledge. I theoretical, I say, practical. Nneɛma a ɛwɔ wɔ grounds ɛna mekyɛ no wɔ ase. Now this foundation there's a lot of details, petty ones. I cannot share all of them yet. Make sure you listen to this video and you take note. And if there's any further information out here, contact me and then I'll give you the necessary information. And so see you in the next video.